Novak.
Leah and Parke.
So very nice to have you.
I'm excited to be here.
Oh boy, she told me something before the show started because I asked her where her fiddle was because she's a very well-known violinist and very well. Yes, I mean but now I'm so pleased you got the guitar.
I was going to give the disclaimer to everybody in the need to know. My husband is normally my guitarist, and he's wonderful, and I play the fiddle, but he came down with pretty nasty food poisoning this morning. So this is an exercise in, wow, I hope I remember the songs I wrote. This is my guitar, and I love it, but I only own it to write songs and to learn Ryan Adams covers.
So this is special. This is special.
Yeah.
So tell us something about yourself.
I was an amateur bantamweight boxer.
Oh, really?
I was. I trained a lot of horses. I was an Irish hard shoe dancer. And all of these things are true. So I'm just getting it right out of the way now. Now I'm a musician and a yoga teacher.
And you have an article you were telling me about that they did on you, and tell us about that.
So my third record, I wrote my first song in December of 2012. I'm here by a fluke. Like, this is all very surreal and I'm very fortunate. Like, I wrote my first song in 2012 because I was a failed poet. Nobody would publish me, and I was like, okay, well, if nobody's gonna read my poetry, I'm gonna make them listen to it. So I wrote a song, and then I put a record out in 2014, and I put a second one out in 2016, and I'm putting a third one out on October 5th. And
that's amazing.
I've got a lot to say, apparently. I've never been accused of being quiet. But I've had 3 single releases off of this record. The first 2 are already out, and the third one releases this Friday. I'll play that song for you later. It's not a good show opener, but I mean, I'll tease you with it later. But it premiered on Wide Open Country yesterday.
Wow.
So I was pretty excited about that.
Well,
now that we got all that out of the way,
I can't wait. What are you going to play first?
I'm going to play the title track to that upcoming record because I remember it. Because I had to play acoustic guitar on it in the music video. So this, the record's called Someone Else's War, and this was the first single off of it. It's available everywhere. You can find it now, listen to it, watch the video. And it's also called Someone Else's War.
Someone Else's War. Who's Sylvia Novak?
So one fun thing about this is I'm my own producer. I'm self-produced. And I had a little help from an engineer named Lester Newby III in Birmingham, Alabama, who was the recording engineer, and I was trying to tell my husband, guitar player, the melody, and I started the song with to get him to learn the part, and Les Newby was like, no, you have to leave that, it's so great and it's so creepy. So the song starts with humming, which is something I'm morally opposed to.
Oh, I like it.
But it does.
I like it.
Quiet on the eastern shore. Keep your ear to the ground in the distance. war. Well, if it's just a game, then I guess it's all the same when the board is finally cleared. But a king is just a pawn after the crown is gone. The bishops have all disappeared. Well, if it's the world you want, you better go and load your gun. You better be prepared to fight when there's nowhere left to run. Just listen for the sound of a hammer coming down. This is what you came for. Or is it someone else's war?
That's Sylvia Rose Novak with Someone Else's War. Wow. I can hear the poetry in that. And obviously, obviously the world is happy that you are singing your poems now, obviously. But can I ask you, when you wrote that song, did you have imagery in your mind? Were you thinking about something that would come across when people heard the song?
That's a great question because every song I write tends to be a picture in my mind. Like, we were talking earlier at the bar about painting, where like artists see a vision and they paint it. Well, I'm a pretty crap painter. I can show you guys if you want. I tried for a while. But I see the same thing, I think, in my brain. There's imagery, there are moving pictures, and that just becomes words instead of being put on a canvas.
Wow. Do you publish your poetry still?
I try. I get a lot of rejection emails, but then the same people that reject my poetry are like, you can contribute for $400 a year and become a Gold Star member of this publication. But no, my mom is a published sci-fi writer actually, and she says you just have to know people. Poetry is a really nasty business. But I'm happier doing this, I think.
My brother-in-law edits a poetry journal, and
we should talk.
you should
That'd be great.
His name's Alan Britt. Sylvia Rose Novak with Someone Else's War. Wow.